The Z to Z Podcast.
Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to the Z to Z Podcast, the home for Xbox achievement hunters and gamerscore junkies. I'm your host, Rant and Fream, and thank you so much for listening. At Z to Z, we love gaming, and in particular, grabbing achievements and gaining gamerscore. We do news, reviews, and interviews. If it's about achievements, we'll unlock it. You can find show notes for this show, as well as previous shows, on our website, z2z.com. This is episode 138. You can also contact us with questions and comments on Twitter at ZZZEDTOZED, or at our forums, forum.z2z.com, or email us directly, contact@z2z.com. Well, it's a two-man show. We have Proulx returning from his glorious vacation. You feel relaxed, well-rested? Are you eager to game? There's a lot of stuff coming up. How do you feel?
You know, I went to the beach with my girlfriend and her parents last weekend, which is why I wasn't on the show. And I didn't get to sleep in not one time. That's what upset me the most.
That's frustrating.
It is. It was always like, let's get up early and do these activities. And the activities were fun. So,
Sure.
I'm not going to complain. But I never got well rested.
You know, it's funny. I'm the same way on vacations. Like, I just want to sleep. Like, just don't bother me. Like, I like chill vacations, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, so I do this normally, I baked in an extra recovery day.
Sure.
So we went to the beach on Thursday, came back on Sunday, and I'm like, I'll just take Monday off too, because when you come back from vacation, you kind of need a break.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, get your affairs in order.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, no matter what happens on the weekend, I can come back, sleep in, and use the day for recovery. Well, we went to the beach, and it was the first time bringing the dog, and it was for her first time swimming, and it was in the ocean and everything. She was terrified the first day, and then she warmed up to it, and it was actually really kind of awesome. But like the day before we left, we noticed she was getting like a rash all over her skin. And so it was apparently something to do with like her natural bacteria getting trapped and blah, blah, blah. It was not contagious or anything really to be too concerned about, but we brought her right to the vet first thing Monday morning. So that kind of blew away all of my plans of recovery on Monday.
Sucks.
Yeah, which is, whatever. It's fine.
What did it, I don't want to get too gross or graphic or anything, but like, what did it look like?
It wasn't bad. It looked like just red and puffy, almost like small pimples, maybe.
Sure. Okay.
But she wasn't itching or anything like that, so it wasn't so bad. It was just that there were so many of them, all in the same area, like all on her shoulders and stuff, and we didn't know what they were. So we brought her in, and they said, yeah, it's no big deal. Here's an antibiotic, and she'll be fine in 2 days. And lo and behold, she's fine. So.
Yeah, interesting. That's crazy. Cool. Well, that sounds like fun. Are you, your girlfriend's parents, were they weirded out when you showed up in your banana hammock? Was that off-putting? Or?
Well, they're Midwesterners like you, so they were just weirded out by the ocean. They didn't understand the concept.
Why does it keep moving? What's wrong with it?
No, I didn't. I don't like the beach.
I'm not a huge fan either. Sand kind of bothers me.
I find it
just gets
gross
everywhere
and boring.
So, I grew up when I was younger. I mentioned this before, the Jersey Shore, right? And so,
that's right. Mm-hmm.
And so you get, I mentioned the clientele, maybe not the top of the line that you get there. And there was this. I remember one summer, I was relatively young, probably a tween, maybe, but I remember distinctly this woman with a very distinct smoker's voice sitting on the beach, scolding her child because her child, this infant, was picking up cigarette butts in the sand and like putting them to the kid's mouth. Right?
Ugh, God.
And because of course he sees his mom smoking like crazy, so he's like, "Oh, this is what you do." He's just copying what she does, and her voice, she's like, "Hey, put it down. Hey, come on now. What? Yeah, that's disgusting. Get that out of your mouth. Where do you learn something like that?" And just like completely freaks out on this kid. And it's like, what the hell is going on around here? Like, I kind of have an idea where he got that from. But yeah, so the beach, not great. I took a water activity filled weekend last weekend as well. My dad now that he is like completely sick of work and he just wants to retire, he decided he wants to be a boat owner. And so he bought a boat, a 16-foot. It's an extra wide 16-foot fishing boat, but he just got it, so he didn't want to take it out. He was feeling a little weird about it, and so he borrowed his friend's duck boat. Okay, and so if you're not familiar with a duck boat, it's typically what you would hunt ducks in, and so it's a shallow. It's like a glorified kayak where the kayak part, and you'd sit in there and it would kind of, adhere to your body. It's more of a traditional boat shape on the inside where you'd have a couple of seats, but it's narrow and shallow, because, you have your guns, your weapons, all these things. And then there's like a little pad up front where your dog will sit and stuff. And so we took this little thing out, and my son, he's never been fishing really before, just a couple little things on the lake every now and again. But it was gonna be father, son, grandfather, great little raft ride down the river, and we pull up to the launch, and my dad and I have to huck this thing off the top of the van and get it all squared away. And so my son's excited to just kind of start throwing off the dock here, but we gotta tie up our lures onto the fishing rods. And so my son goes over to my dad, and he's like, "Hey, Bampa, can you get this thing started so maybe I can practice casting, get started here?" And so, my dad's trying to get the boat going, trying to get his lures all going, and all of a sudden he goes, "Ah, son of a bitch! Oh, man!" And he drove this lure so deep into his pinky finger, and I'm like, so while he's like bleeding all over the place, and he can't even pull it out because it's so deep. He's got to get a pair of pliers to pull this out, and of course I'm standing there taking pictures, texting it to my wife and my mom, his wife, saying, "We haven't even touched the water yet, and we've already, my dad caught a huge pinky finger so far, I mean, it was a disaster of a trip. I ended up losing 10 of his lures. I lost 6 of them. I caught 4 trees, so that was great. And the other 2, my dad drove over with the trolling motor and chopped the line. My son lost a few. I think he lost 3, and then my dad also lost 1 or 2. So however that gets up to 10, I guess it's 2 and 2, and I took down like 6 of them. It was embarrassing how awful it was, and and my son caught 2 fish, I caught 1. Like, it wasn't even a successful trip, but it was nice getting out on the lake and or the river, I guess, at this point.
So let that be a lesson to you listeners. Fishing is terrible and awful and the worst, and don't ever bring anybody that you care about fishing.
There you go.
Awful.
There
terrible.
You have it. So that, that was all right. But hey, with this week, did you get any video gaming done? Because you just got back on Monday, so you've been here all week. What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been doing, I've
You got that GTA SC to keep going on, don't you?
Yes, indeed.
Oh boy.
So actually, before I left, I played a whole bunch of Minecraft to kind of compensate for the weekend that I wasn't going to be around. But I don't need to talk about that. I've talked enough about Minecraft on the show. But I did play some other games, and you want to hear what I played?
Yeah, shoot.
All right, I'll give you just a couple of highlights here. I played Tetris Escape. Have you heard about this game?
No, I've heard of Tetris before.
Yeah,
but I don't know what escape means.
So Tetris,
in terms of Tetris, I know what it is.
It's Tetris Escape. It's not Tetris Escape. So it's a game. It's a puzzle game where you control blocks that move around that can transform into tetraminos. So blocks of 4 other blocks. And it's a super easy, it probably took me 40 minutes to finish the game with a guide. Oh, it's relatively new, but I think it was like $8 or something. But it's a super, super easy game. So I just did that. Again, a lot of what I played this week was just quick and easy points to get quick and easy points for GTask.
Yeah.
I also played 2006 FIFA World Cup. Now, are you aware of the situation with this game, Fream?
The 2006 version of FIFA?
Yes. FIFA World Cup.
Yeah. I've heard of this.
Yeah. So there's a well-known glitch in this game where if you not manipulate, but if you play the game in just such a way and you pop your first achievement and then hold the guide button, you can unlock all 5 achievements. That's right, this game only has 5 achievements for all 1,000 gamer score, which was awesome because I did it. And in fact, it's actually kind of random. Even if you do all the right things, it seems to be only a 50-50 shot that the glitch works for you.
That's so strange.
Yeah, because I did it, and then Mr. Mighty Mango commented, and he was like, "Oh, you're so lucky because I tried it and I only got the 1 achievement." So either you get all of them, or you just get the one that you've earned, and then you have to work very hard to get the rest of them. So that was a nice little boon to my score for this week. Not the only thing I've been playing. I also did a couple of ACA games, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Man, God, I hate those.
Which ones? Because I did an ACA Neo Geo game this week, too.
I actually did 2. I did a stack. I did the King of Fighters 94 on both Xbox One and Windows 10. What did you play?
I played Metal Slug.
I haven't done it. So, okay, did you get it done, the whole thing?
No.
Okay.
So, and I wasn't planning on doing like a lot with it. Just because, so my RTDL was simply just to do like get the 300,000 score one. So like, it's like 3 playthroughs. You do the one where you do the main story and you can just keep going until you get the points, and then you save it, record the high score, get the high score. So you get like 6 achievements for that. And then there's, the 3 caravan modes and the 3 high score modes. So I did just the regular one, which was fun. Like, I like those kind of games, like the just goofy looking Contra style, side-scrolling shooter. And then I went so I finished that. I got the points that I needed there. And I was like, I'll just try to complete the game. And I did 2 runs of high score mode where you have to, like, save everybody and not die. You only get the 3 lives, and so you can't die. And like, I felt like I did it, and it didn't unlock. And so I got the 50,000 point one, but I didn't get the other 2. And I said, well, screw this. I'm done. I'm going to go play something that's actually fun. So that was the end of that. I'm
kind of curious. Like, I agree. Like, from what I've heard, I've never played Metal Slug myself, but from what I've heard, it's actually a decent game. So I'm kind of curious how the ACA wrapping, the hamster wrapping in an actual decent game feels. Like, it's frustrating all the time because all these stupid fighters are terrible and awful and the worst. But like, playing an actual decent game underneath might make the experience better, maybe. But it sounds like you didn't have too great of a time.
I mean, no, like you said, the game is fine in and of itself. It's a hamster game, so it's just buggy and garbage, and you've got to deal with like the duplicate menus and all that kind of crap. So like, it's nothing special.
Yeah. So just a couple of other things to highlight real quick. I played Rememoried, which is, I think, from a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Annoying game. Have you played Rememoried?
No.
It's cheap and easy. So it's a game that's procedurally generated based on like where you're looking. It's kind of hard to explain. So if you're looking forward and you see a set of steps to get up to a goal or a door or something like that, and the steps aren't aligned properly, or there's just no path forward, if you spin around, the game regenerates the world randomly. By the way, this is procedurally generated.
Yeah.
So you just, for all of the puzzles in this game, you stand in one spot and spin around until the world randomly regenerates itself into a favorable position for you to move forward.
Right.
It's actually kind of a terrible game mechanic. There's no skill. It's just like, okay, I
you
can
just wait until your scenario presents itself.
Exactly. It's awful. Dumb. I don't know why this was considered a good idea. So hey, look, I have 2 steps of my 10 steps up this ladder that are presented to me properly. So I hop up 2 steps. Then I spin around in circles 5 times or 10 times or maybe 20 times until things realign for me. This is the worst sort of mechanic for a game to be based on. So, it's under an hour for the whole game.
Yeah.
which is, I guess, okay. But it's even in that time, it's super frustrating because it's like I'm just spinning around in circles like an idiot, waiting for the world to fix itself. I don't know. It was dumb. I did not enjoy that game.
So when you were doing that, do you look? Do you have like a picture that you go off of, or how do you know you get the one you want?
So I was even following a guide, and even when you're doing that, no, it's basically just, here is your goal. Like, you can generally see the door or the item that you're supposed to get to, and the floating platforms just have to align just such so that you can hop from one to one to one to one to the end. It's basically just until you, like, for example, there's one where it's actually just a straight line where you're standing on a floating platform straight in front of you, and in the distance, on another floating platform is a door.
Yeah.
And in between you and that door, let's say if we put it in a grid pattern, let's say there are 20 spaces between you two. There may be half of those spaces filled with actual platforms. Mm-hmm. Now they're random, so there could be the first three could have platforms, and then the next two won't. Well, you can only jump one space. So you go to step 3, then you spin around until either 4 or 5 has one. Then you get there and repeat and rinse and repeat. Like, it's terrible game mechanic. This is not a fun thing to do.
How old is this game? A couple years ago?
It's like 2 years old, maybe. Yeah, I would say probably 2 years old or so.
That seems really strange.
It's very odd. I think it's awful. It's over so quick, you kind of can't even wrap your mind around it, and it's so strange, too. I don't know. Anyways.
Interesting.
The only other game that I wanted to talk about was Little Nightmares, which I started tonight.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a level and a half in, and I have no idea what the hell's going on. I know I'm playing a little girl.
Yep.
In a yellow rain jacket on a ship of some type.
Sure.
With creepy, wacky, wavy, arm inflatable tube wearing man.
Yeah, well, slow down there. What I've seen so far, I'm not even sure I could call them men/humans.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose that's true. But he has really long arms.
Oh, boy, he does.
Tiny, tiny legs.
They're creepy.
So I've not...
But, like, you've seen, like with the idle animation where, like, he lifts the skin off his neck and, like, scratches underneath this, like, face thing he's wearing.
Is that skin? I thought that was...
I don't know what it is.
A turtleneck or something.
No.
Like, I don't...
Well, he's got, like, he's got, like, bandanas around his face. Or their face. There's more of them, more than one. But, like,
so I looked it up a little bit, and he's called the janitor. I don't...
Well, that's what the TA guide says. I don't know if I would call that the janitor.
I don't know. I'm not sure. As far as I've seen so far, it could be one character. I don't know. Later on, maybe. How far into the game are you?
Okay. Well, so after that, it's like there's 2 levels with that looking character, and then the third level is the kitchen, and that has a different character in it that is equally disturbing. Okay. And then I don't know what happens in 4 and 5. I haven't played it. I didn't play that at all this week, but it's messed up. Like, I hope things kind of come together. I know that, and I'm not, like I mentioned, we mentioned last week, I'm not sure that they do until you get to the DLC. I don't know, but like it's weird. It is really weird.
Yeah, honestly, now
you're not even to like the weird stuff yet.
Right. And here's the thing: I'm so early on in the game that my frustration might be not valid, but I feel irritated that I don't understand anything. Now, it could be that the later chapters explain it enough, or even the DLC. But I haven't got there, and there's no dialogue. There's no audio logs.
Are you following the guide?
I am following the guide. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in terms of following it? Like, how are you just going step by step, or are you like looking to see if there's collectibles in front, and then like playing the gameplay and then just kind of looking at keywords, because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for like keywords and saying, oh, okay, there's a gnome here, and I'm looking for this, or there's a lantern here, I'm looking for this. All right, but I'll just play the game normally and then keep my eye out for it.
That's exactly what I do.
Okay.
Like, I'll read until where it says like, oh, you'll go up this ladder and then there will be this thing, and right over to the left is a lantern. So I'll be like, okay, I'll keep that in my mind until I see the ladder. Then I'll know that the lantern's coming up.
Okay. That's how I'm doing it too, because I want to try and do this and like learn about the world and understand what's happening. I think my biggest frustration, and I've seen some of the comments echoed in the Discord chat, is in regards to, because after you play this run, you have to do the one hardcore run, and you can save scum it. It's not easy, but you can save scum it. But the controls are so wonky that like I remember trying to climb up a set of stairs, and because the camera's a little weird at an off-kilter angle, I fell off those stairs twice at the very beginning, and it's like, just because I couldn't wrap my head around how to move my character, and like there was no invisible wall preventing me from just falling off the edge. And so that was kind of frustrating.
It's really weird too, the like combination of controls that they use. So X sprints, A jumps, and then you have almost always you have to hold right trigger to grab onto a ledge. So you're doing essentially 3 buttons for what should be at the very most 2 inputs. Or at a very smooth game, at a very clearly laid out game, 1 button, like just a jump to the next platform. So it's the controls itself are a little wonky, and then, like you said, if you combine that with the strange camera angles that you can't really control, you can lead to some frustrating moments that aren't really the player's fault. You know? Yeah, like walking up the steps, you should never fall off the steps for no reason, but you definitely can in this game.
Right. Yeah. No, and it's so I'm curious how that's gonna play out when, you know, it comes down to like the hardcore mode where like you actually have to try and make sure that you don't, you know, just die by accident, because then you have to restart your game, or you know, like not restart the game, but you know, quickly dashboard so you don't get into you know, it doesn't hit that autosave. So that's kind of that's the dicey part.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. So, are you gonna try to plan on finishing it this month, or?
Yeah, I wanted to start it earlier, and other things were happening, and then UHH is starting tomorrow, and it's like, oh,
I know. We'll get to that.
Yeah. So I'm going to try.
Who knows, right?
I'm going to try. I have a week left, and I will definitely try. That'll be my main game that I play outside of UHH for now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Next week, we'll see where we're at.
Yeah. So for me, I've just played a few other games this week. I played a little State of Decay 2. I was trying to. I had some downtime one night, and so there's an achievement for befriending 5 enclaves that I was trying to do. So I thought I'll just play the game for a night and see what happens. You know, try to go for this, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Man, that game is super fun. But I wasn't really paying attention, and I let. So one of the things I had to go clear out an enclave that was hostile toward me, and so I was like, all right, I'll just send this new girl I found in and try to kill these 3 people. Oh boy, they were mad. They were real mad, and they wrecked me super bad and killed me, actually. I took one of them down, and I got one of them like frenzied, and then they just beat the hell out of me with bats and killed me. And so I got an achievement for that, which was great. But then I was like, well, I can't leave the game here. Like, I should bring my kids in from outside, but I can't leave the game here because, you know, she's got loot on her. Like, I got to go back to my teammate's corpse and go, you know, try to get what she had, and maybe I can kill these scrubs. I did end up doing that, but ultimately, like, I thought I'd get an achievement for it. Didn't happen. But I ended up completing that quest, and I was like, oh, well, okay. So somebody died. That sucks. But, yeah, you know what? We'll move on. But I didn't go back to that. I did a little cleanup on Skylar and Pluck's The Adventures on Clover Island. I had identified that as my ampersand game for Fream and Proulx's completion challenge. And so I had 3 achievements left. I'd finished the game, and I just had to do get all those lowlands, the collectible creatures. You had to free them from the little cages. I needed to get like 12 of them or something, and then get all the monies. And so I followed a quick guide on try to get those last ones, because there was one I kept missing, and I was like, how the hell? Like, I followed, it was a different guide I was trying to follow, couldn't find him. It was impossible. It's like, screw this. All right, I don't have any time for that. Well, I found a better guide, and I should have done my homework and let you know what it was. But that went step by step on which ones, and I was like, oh man, I think that's the one I'm missing. Perfect. And so I ended up getting that one and cleaning that up, which was great. So I got that achievement, or that completion, I mean. And then I spent, I started and completed The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I was doing that for my The game. The doesn't count as a word. And so I did The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. It's a short completion. Macca has a video on TA for 110 minutes. I'm sorry, an hour and 10 minutes. That's only 70 minutes.
That's a little bit different, yeah.
Yep. And so I did mine in like an hour and a half, with a little bit of downtime in there. So I'm gonna start off, no spoilers, but I'm gonna start off by saying that game is gorgeous. That has it's Xbox One enhanced, and it's a walking simulator, and so like they put so much effort into their 4K textures and art assets. And so, like, you're in this, it opens up on this forest with these train tracks, and it's just, like, so crisp and beautiful. And it just was jaw-dropping. I was like, this is awesome. Because you can also go to, like, the options menu and toggle you can go, like, 720 up to, to 1080, 1440, 2160. Like, you can just keep jacking it up. And it was like, oh man, like it just kept getting crisper and crisper. And it was like, this is fantastic. So it looks beautiful. That was fun. And then the game in and of itself, so I could not imagine trying to do that without a guide. Like, and kudos to everybody who paved the way for us achievement hunters, because that would have taken forever to figure out the right order, to make sure you did everything and you explored everything, because the main game itself you likely could do by yourself. That's not terribly weird, but all of the other like side achievements, there's no way you would have found those through general gameplay. It would have at least been likely been like a 10 to 12 hour game if you had no help and you were just trying to figure this thing on your own. Whereas it took me 90 minutes following a guide. And I don't feel like the guide takes you out of the experience, because specifically using Macca's guide, he comments through the whole thing and he's telling you what to do and where to go and what to look for. And so you can, if you listen to his narration, then when there's like story cutscenes, you can actually just watch and engage those in the game, and then resume with the video and just kind of pick up where you left off. And so I don't feel like you lose anything from the story. I don't feel like you lose anything from the gameplay is a walking sim. So yes, you would lose on the puzzle solving elements, if you want to consider them that. But
it was actually the same way with Hellblade, same sort of thing, where you don't lose any of the actual experience of playing the game. It was well done in such a way that it was, when you get to this, here's a collectible coming up, and then that way you can just kind of enjoy the game for what it is, and that's kind of the best sort of.
Oh, absolutely, love those types of guides.
Collectible walkthroughs, because even like for the more specific games, even the quick ones, it's like, yeah, let me play it, and then just be like, stop here. When you see this thing, stop here. There's a collectible. That's the best way to do it, for sure.
I totally agree. In terms of the actual story of the game, it is creepy as F. Like, it is no... There's one really weird moment where there's a jump scare. Kind of like when I played Don't Knock Twice. It was like atmospheric and creepy, and then there was one moment that was like a jump scare for no reason. But this one, it's atmospheric and creepy, but not like imposingly creepy. Like, there's not like scary noises or creaking doors or like you don't feel threatened by what's happening, but like the tone of the story and what's happening, what's going on is demented. It is weird. And so as you play through these individuals, so you're solving, it's effectively like kind of Murder Soul Spectre, where you're solving a series of crimes and you're repiecing together what events took place. And then when you successfully complete this and put them in the right order, it plays out the like a video of the crime as it happens. And then at the very end, it kind of leads to, well, this is where Ethan Carter went to after the events of this vision. And so, like, each of those, you'd piece them together, and then you'd watch it, and you're like, whoa, this is messed up. Like, what is happening here? But then, you do the gameplay stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm cruising through here, I'm looking for some things, I can pick this up, whatever, except for that one jump scare spot. And it's so bizarre. But anyway, and then you finish the game, and the way that the story concludes, it's very much a, so what exactly did I just do? What exactly happened here? I know there's like, some Reddit threads and some comment discussion groups and stuff about what the meaning of everything was. Let's just say I came away with it not quite understanding. I very much enjoy reading about what the hell happened, but it was very intriguing. It was interesting, so much so that I think we mentioned this on the show before. But like when you at your house and you have a basement and you turn off the lights to the basement and go upstairs. And you kind of just go a little faster up those stairs, even though like you literally were down there just playing video games. Nobody's in the basement, but when you turn off those lights, you think, maybe I should just scoot up the stairs a little quicker. I totally did that. It was 1 a.m., and I finished the game, and I'm like, man, that was messed up. That was so demented. Okay, well, it's time for bed. It's 1 a.m., and I turn off the lights, and all of a sudden I was like, I should just get to the top of these stairs as fast as I can. Like, it's so weird.
That's the Home Alone syndrome.
It is.
Right
I'm 37. Like, there's no reason. Like, I have a security system. I personally locked all the doors. But the shadows, man. It's just, yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. Nice, easy gamer score, quick completion, and I got a Fream completion challenge. So, hey, you mentioned it. Tomorrow, big day as of recording, UHH4 gets started. You're locked in, good to go. You don't curate your list. So are you available to move on to Knockout if for some reason you had the ability to do so?
I actually had to curate my list a tiny bit, a tiny bit. I had, I've been working on my completion percentage for a good chunk of time now. Sure. So I had to add one, or I think it was maybe 2 games to quote unquote my collection, because what my collection is, because I don't curate, is actually just the games that I have achievements in. So I had to add a game or 2 that I do own but haven't played yet. So actually at the time, Little Nightmares was one of the games that I added.
Right.
And I can't remember what the other one was. But yeah, no, I'm good to go. I'm ready. I am so excited.
Are you set at a minimum for, where are you in terms of a number of achievements?
I don't remember. Can I even look that up at this point? I don't even know.
Yeah, technically you can if you go back to like the registration page.
It's fine. I waited until all the check marks were green and then said register. Yeah, so okay. Because I'm not a curator, because I'm not one of these people that I know that I don't have far to go into this competition.
Right.
But I just want the list, and I want to see, as long as I don't get.
Well, and you need those 10 to get your community badge this time.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine.
I don't know. For me, that might be tough. Getting 10 in a week.
10? No way.
I'm a little nervous.
Nah, I think I'll be fine. I love this challenge so much. I think I'll be okay. So I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and. Well, the new restrictions are also going to make it a little bit easier as well to kind of handle. So, 12
Xbox One only restrictions?
Yeah. So 12 o'clock tomorrow for me, noontime here Eastern. I'm going to be on it. And
that'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Although I'm at a wedding tomorrow, so like I won't get I'll get to see my list, but I won't get to participate. Which it's kind of a bummer, especially on like Saturday night's going to be like my time to actually get some work done, and so I'll be out of it for that. And it's like, well, that sucks. But I'll get to look at my list. I'll get to daydream about my list
while you're at the wedding. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm excited. I hope I get matched up with somebody from the community this time. I didn't get to, and I'm always jealous when like there's two community members and they're like, "Yeah, this is fun." And I'm like, I want to do it. I want to like, I want to get challenged with somebody that I know. That's way more fun,
Totally.
So
agree.
I hope
you could always make new friends.
On purpose?
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. Yeah. I don't want to make... I can't even keep my current friends. Like, come on. Let's be real. Like, I don't have time for them.
No, but UHH is always a highlight of the year. It's one of the best things that TA does. It's really just a unique and fun way of interacting with people and really challenging yourself to get stuff done that you didn't want to before or didn't, for whatever reason, get to do before.
Yeah.
And just even beyond myself, I love looking at other people's UHH. Like I'll look at yours, Fream. Like, who are you facing, Fream? And what achievements do you have? And what games? And a shout
out the ones where you look at it and you're like, man, I wish I had that achievement. Like that would be so easy for me, and I would enjoy doing it.
Yep. And of course, a shout out to Chin Doctor. His wonderful streams of UHH. I'm looking very much forward to those as well. Because he goes at it hard, he takes it seriously, and check out his streams because you will watch a master at his craft at this point. So it'll be really fun to see all the community involvement and interaction. UHH is a really special time, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be great. And you know what else? In terms of video games, we just finished up, and so now this is why it's starting tomorrow, is because Rich, I don't know if you saw his Twitter feed, was at Gamescom all week. That's finally wrapped up. Did you follow Gamescom at all? Did you keep up to date with any announcements or anything?
I watched the Xbox,
the Inside
Xbox, because I was really hoping for the Elite 2.0. Which was teased and teased and teased and never came out.
Yeah, right.
We got lots of bundles.
I hear October. Was it October?
They say October. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get much out of it, honestly.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like I wasn't, and I to be honest, I didn't really follow much of it and stuff. But I've been kind of poking around with, just following Twitter feeds and seeing like, oh, maybe there'll be some announcements and stuff. And I was like, nothing really. Like it wasn't a lot there.
Yeah, no, nothing really. The most exciting thing for me was the addition of 2 different types of paint that you can do for the custom controllers now.
Yeah. Which
was kind of cool, I guess. And then there were some games, but nothing that I really cared about. I don't know. It was fine. It's Gamescom. Gamescom isn't E3. But it's just that we had been teased that this was going to be the revelation of Elite 2.0. It wasn't. But we got a bunch of bundles announced. We got a Forza bundle and a Tomb Raider bundle. And I think there was another one as well. Which is cool for people who are in the market for new Xboxes.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of underwhelming. But not really disappointing because I don't expect that much out of Gamescom.
No, yeah, I agree. One of the news items that we did get out of this, and I think it was related to it was here. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft was there, but they said they're not going to do an Assassin's Creed next year. They're taking 2019 off. They built this whole Odyssey system or the Origins system and used it to make Odyssey, which totally makes sense. And now they're gonna take another year off and regroup and focus and come back. What do you think about that?
Good on them. I mean, it's been a while since I've been into Assassin's Creed, so it doesn't really affect me all that much. But if they're trying to increase, the reputation and quality of their product by giving this time for them to gestate and these new ideas to sort of come out naturally, and I think it's fantastic. By all accounts, the last Assassin's Creed was kind of a hit, like critically, commercially, and they're still going to give this next one the time it needs. So I give all the credit to Ubisoft for doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's my main takeaway from this whole thing too, was that like I was surprised. Like I thought, with how well received Origins was, and the changes that they made, and people seemed really excited about it. And then I there was some kind of grumblings about Odyssey, like, oh gosh, same old. I kind of wish they'd take another year off. But like, I didn't feel like there was this fever pitch of, and granted, we haven't seen Odyssey yet, so we don't know the extent of what that game is going to be, and whether it's literally just a copy of Origins with a Greek skin on it, because it's good. It shares the same engine. It's going to share a lot of the assets. Of course, they'll do different skins and paints on top of it because it'll be a Greek setting, but like much of the guts of the game are built upon the Origins engine. I don't even know if that's what they call it, but the Origins model. For them to say like, okay, you know what? Yeah, that was really successful for us. Let's take another year off and really come out with another just bang in 2020. And now my only other thing here is that next generation console time. Are they targeting to be a launch game for the next gen?
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I mean, it'll be cross. It'll totally be cross. But like, are they going to like really take the time and push the assets for next gen PlayStation, next gen Xbox, Scarlet, and really like, oh yeah, this is new Assassin's Creed, and really energized with a new console, better visuals, more whatever the hell the game can do, kind of thing.
I'm actually not convinced that we're getting the next gen as soon as it seems to be. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It feels too soon, even now, to me. Like,
well, of course it does, because we just got the X, but that was a half step.
I know. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. That's a whole nother subject, whether or not what is the next generation going to look like? We don't even know.
Nope.
It's certainly possible. I'm not saying that, that's not going to happen, but just thinking about it now, like when you were just saying that, oh, it's going to be cross-gen, I think next gen cross-gens, if that makes sense. Once we get the new generation, that cross-generation thing that we experienced most recently with the 360 to 1, that's going to last a lot longer, I bet. But I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. So for me, Assassin's Creed, like I played 1, I played 2, I played Brotherhood and Revelations, and then I jumped to Black Flag. And that was the last Assassin's Creed that I played. And I've considered dabbling in the series again, and every now and again, like, oh wait, Syndicate's really good, and whatever. And then Origins came out, and like that was the first time I really considered getting back into Assassin's Creed. So I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Assassin's Creed at this point, but I think that less would be more for someone who was on the inside, who's not anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would entice someone. I'm sure there are plenty of people like me who played a bunch of them and hasn't played one in years at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I still think it's gearing up for that because, well, I think it'll be interesting with the talk of what next gen means, where Phil Spencer kind of pluralized it, the family of devices. What exactly that means? Does that mean like a portable? Does that mean a less expensive streaming box? Does that mean plus a traditional console? What exactly are we getting at here? And that PlayStation is now behind on the power front, behind the Xbox One X, and so they're going to want to leapfrog that. And so, of course, Microsoft has a counterpunch ready to go. And so, but you're right. Who knows what the next gen means, and is it going to be a hard stop for some of these? I highly doubt it. I think certainly Microsoft has stated its case that doesn't want to be the case, that things are going to carry through, which I'm excited about. And so I hope they continue to do that, and it's not going to be a problem. And you think PlayStation's certainly seen the goodwill that has been garnered by Microsoft based on this, and I would think they would follow suit. So I'm kind of excited about that. What's Fortnite going to look like in 2020? What do you think? You think it's going to be gone? Think it's going to be like just a joke?
I don't know, man. It's such a wave now.
It is.
It could literally be nothing. It could mean nothing 2 years from now.
That's what just blows my mind, is because I think of, literally listening to our old shows and our comments about PUBG and just thinking, sky's the limit. What are you going to do? And now looking at where it is, it's like, oh dear. That's very tenuous.
Yeah, I tend to think, my thoughts they tend to be it's more of a temporary thing. But honestly, it's so hugely popular that you've got to think there's some staying power for some chunk of the population, But I don't know. Nobody saw Fortnite coming.
No.
So maybe it's possible that it just disappears just as quickly as it came.
Could be. I know I joked about how ridiculous, how silly it was, and how they copied, and now they're just like, oh, hey, by the way, PUBG, here's your lunch.
Yeah.
Let's see. One other thing I wanted to touch on in terms of fun news, and I want to thank Professor Pluto for this, because he is plugged into all the news about Rocket League. Did you know about this before he made the statement?
I didn't.
Or he brought it to our attention? I didn't either. But there is a new update coming here. Oh boy, it's next week already.
Yes, Mr. Pluto made my day. I think it was last night or maybe the night before. New Rocket League achievements. My mind, I was so excited about this. I don't even care what they are. It doesn't matter.
It sounds grindy.
I don't care. I mean, it does
so, the main thing is that they are introducing a more robust progression system. So your XP is going to play a bigger role in this, and there's no level cap anymore, and you continue to earn experience because they want you to invest in this Rocket Pass, which gives you a 50% boost in your XP. And so, you could pay to make this this go a little faster. But I'm a little confused. What do you get for this progression? Are there, do you get better loots? Can you get keys by reaching levels? I was a little confused as to what all the cool fun stuff would be in terms of even guessing at what the achievements would be. Because in my head, I hear progression system and I look at everything else they're including, and it's like, all right, well, you got some customization stuff for your avatar, so maybe you could do the achievement for doing some of that stuff. But the rest of it with the XP, then it's like, okay, well, then I'm thinking level 20, or level 25, level 50, level 75, level 100. That those are going to be the next one to continue people playing and earning XP. And, then there's probably goal scoring stuff or interesting, mechanical things like that. They could always do fun stuff like that, but I don't see any new game modes. There will be some more clubs and tournaments, so maybe joining a club will be an achievement. I don't know.
To admit my bias here. I don't care. I do not care. If there's an achievement for winning a 10,000 games. Okay, guess I'm playing 20,000 games of Rocket League.
I'm on board.
I'm totally cool with it. Like, I don't even care. I've been waiting for an excuse to get. I've been like missing Rocket League recently. Honestly, I've been wanting to get back into it, and if this is my excuse to do it, fine. I don't even remember. I'm sure I would if I booted the game back up. It's been a little while. I've honestly felt guilty about how long it's been since I played it, but I don't specifically remember like what levels there were or what level I was. Like,
yeah,
maybe this is a new feature, or maybe this is something that I just never paid attention to because I don't care. I just want to play the game and have fun. If like I'm level 4 and I need to get to level 75 or level 100, okay. I guess I'm playing lots of Rocket League, and now I have an excuse. I could say, oh, I need that rare achievement. I need that, I'm just going to play the damn game because I love it so much. Yeah. But the thing is, and the Rocket Pass is like, they're trying to make money, and that's cool. But Psyonix has never been super exploitative about this sort of stuff.
No.
So I trust them. I'm sure they're going to give out rewards consistently. I don't expect them to just really push you for some money. I really think that they're going to give you bang for your buck, and you're going to have a good time along the way. I have nothing but positive expectations for this. And at the very worst, they want money, and I'm just going to play the game a lot more.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what's most exciting for me is because it's like as much as I enjoy playing the game just in general, it's really hard when you look at the backlog and to know that your work isn't going to be rewarded with achievements, that even adding like those long-term achievement types things in, then like you said, in your head, you're like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm still earning XP. I'm working toward this achievement. And it just makes that so much realistically, if I calculated my daily prominence poker, right, if I get like $7,000 a day, it's like, all right, well, I'm at 4.5 million. So, just probably another 40 years and I'll get that billion achievement. But like just knowing that I'm actually technically working toward it is good enough. And I'll just sign in, and it's like, well, they're just going to give me money. I might as well sign in every day. And so just like this with Rocket League, it's like, well, I might as well just play a couple of games because I'm getting some XP. So it'll be great.
It's actually a really interesting meta commentary on like the achievement system as a whole, where we can take something like Gears of War 4, where basically the community is like, please, oh God, please stop giving us achievements. We don't want to go for this stuff anymore.
Right.
In stark contrast to Rocket League, where it's like, oh God, yes, give me another excuse to play it.
Right.
Achievements are both the bane and the blessing of your existence. If this is a game that you really enjoy, this can give you extra incentive to play it even more or in different ways that you wouldn't have otherwise. Or if it's something that you're just burnt out of it completely. You're like, God, stop. Just please put this thing out of its misery. Again, I will admit to a bias in Rocket League. Like, I don't know if I'll ever reach that point, but they're not pushing it, and it's so sparing. It's been 10 months since the last achievements. This is they do it the right way, I think, and just give you some every now and again, some new content to come back. I just all the credit in the world to Psyonix, because they seem to be an incredible developer, really not milking a really successful product, not taking advantage of their customers, but really, really cultivating a fantastic community, a fantastic game. And I'm so excited about this. I'm just so hyped for this. I cannot wait.
So you're hoping, well, it's not going to be available for your UHH right away, but maybe week 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I wonder how many achievements are going to be. Because title updates count, right? I should know. I made the rules.
I don't know, Fream. Do title updates count?
I contributed to the rules. So. I feel like I should know. Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So August 29th, if you're listening to it before then. If you're listening to it after, well, go play some Rocket League. The final thing I want to touch on, and this is, I just thought was fascinating because, a person of my generation, now, Proulx, you're a little younger than me, but did you play a lot of Goldeneye back in the day?
Fream. Oh, Fream. I grew up, N64 was my prime gaming time. I played more Goldeneye than most other games that I've played. So, yeah.
It
absolutely.
was just seminal in my adolescence playing this game. I mean, this is where, obviously we had talked about in the past this game introducing the concept of screen cheating. You create these elaborate cardboard dividers across your screen so that you couldn't, or it was more difficult. My personal play mode was pistols only. Loved pistols only. And because I with the Magnum had the perfect aim down, trigger, because I guess I used inverted controls for something. But anyway, I just had it down where I could pop headshots like you wouldn't believe, to the point where my friends didn't want to play with me anymore because I was too good. And just the idea of just being the best kid in the neighborhood kind of thing. Because I know if I played like anybody legit, they'd kick the crap out of me. But man, I could smoke my friends like you wouldn't believe. But most people had house rules, and my group was no different. And it was, you can't play as Odd Job. The Odd Job is cheating. You can't play as Odd Job. Do you guys have that rule?
We kind of did and kind of didn't. I get the rule, and this news is not surprising. Anybody that's ever played GoldenEye is not surprised that Odd Job had a smaller hitbox than everybody else did.
Yes, and it is official. According to Mel Magazine, GoldenEye's lead environment artist Carl Hilton and gameplay programmer Mark Edmonds said that yes, playing Odd Job did indeed give you a significant advantage. It was in fact cheating to play with Odd Job. And this is coming from an Engadget article here. It says his short stature meant that auto aim sent ammo sailing above his head, and developers were well aware of this. And they said, we all kind of thought it was cheating when we were playtesting with Odd Job, but it was just too much fun to take out, and there was no impetus from any of us to change it. It's definitely cheating to play as Odd Job. That's what Edmonds said.
Do you remember who you played as, Freem?
I was a big Trevelyan guy. What is that? 006? Bond's nemesis? That was his name, right? Yeah,
that was 006. That was from the actual GoldenEye film as well.
Yeah.
Played by Sean Bean.
Yep.
Who, in fact, died in all that movie. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Died twice. Whoa.
Oh, that's right. He did. That's good. That's good. I played Valentin Sukovsky.
Sure. Yep.
Because he was comically large. He was a wider man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was rotund.
And he was played by, oh God, I had it just up here. Robbie Coltrane, who you may know as Hagrid.
Oh, there you go. That's right. Yeah. I would also dabble with Alan Cummings' character, Boris.
Oh, I'm invincible.
Invincible. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Classic stuff.
Yep. Never played Jaws. You don't.
Nobody played Jaws. Jaws
was
the anti Odd Job.
Yeah. So it was like shooting a barn wall. It was very hard not to miss that massive head of his.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, man, that game that brings me back. But it's funny to just to have it official. I totally appreciate it. So thank you. Carl Hilton and Mark Edmonds for putting that to rest and saying, yes, indeed, Odd Job, big fat cheater.
I had a dream just the other day that took place in Complex, the level in GoldenEye, one of the famous levels, one of the best designed levels, probably one of the best designed first-person shooter levels of all time. It also appeared in Perfect Dark, but man, that game is so good. But anyways,
Yeah, absolutely. That's super fun. Well, I think that's going to do it for the show today. Just about that 1 hour mark. So it's a good time to take it off here. Good luck on your UHH, Proulx, and everybody's listening. Good luck in your round of there's going to be 4 weeks of what is it? Pool play here, a knockout round, I guess. No, that's next round. What is this? What do we call this? The group round.
Man,
Anyway.
if only we had somebody around
on the inside, right?
who's on the inside developing these contests. Maybe they could tell us.
I'm not the manager anymore. When I got reinstated, I just got reinstated as a contributor, and so I mentioned that to Planting because Planting is officially the manager according to TA, and we the community events team has been actively recruiting for new members. We're looking to help bolster our team, and we got some really great events coming up and stuff. And so Planting has asked me to take a look at some of the submissions and stuff and help out. And he's like, oh, so this is what I'm thinking. Just, throw your thoughts in here. Rich had his thoughts and stuff. And I said, just throwing this out there, I'm not officially like a co-manager with you, right? Like when I got reinstated, I'm just a contributor. He's like, oh, well, I'll talk to Rich about that. We'll get it fixed. He's like, no, I mean, to be honest, if I could just throw out ideas and then like somebody else runs them, that would totally be great with me.
That's way better.
That's a way better scenario for me. I'm a big ideas guy, not big on a doer kind of guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like to pitch ideas, but not necessarily work for them. Like someone else can do all that. Especially like I don't have any talents when it comes to coding, and I don't have time to help organize sessions or do this or do that or poke around on the forums and answer people's questions. Like I try to do a little bit more of that, but I'm pretty terrible with community engagement for a community events person. So it's great when I can just come up with concepts that people just enjoy. So that being said, and I mentioned on last show, Rich really likes my new idea. And so there's going to be a little bit of coding that's involved, but he thinks he wants to launch it next year. So crossing my fingers that can get over the finish line here, because I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It takes events that a lot of people are interested in and kind of puts a new spin on them. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, it'll be great. I'm pumped. But yeah, UHH, I'm really excited. Super excited for that. Other than that, that's it. So, hey, thanks again for listening, everybody. I appreciate you taking some time and listening to our show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, rating and reviewing us would be fantastic. But, of course, you don't need to do anything in that regard. And, yeah, I think that's about it. Head over to Twitter. You can catch us there at ZZ, ZEDTOZED. We do have a Discord channel, discord.io/Z2Z. And we have a forum. Forum.z2z.com. There you can find links to our contests, events, things that are going on. We need to come up with a September game of the month here in the near future. I kicked around some ideas, but we'll see if any of them get traction in the next week, and maybe we can announce that next show. But until that time, on behalf of Proulx, I've been Brandon, and to all of you achievement hunters and gamerscore junkies out there, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next episode.
Catch you in the UHH.